Hey guys, welcome back to the Mad Girls Club. We are here with season 3, and I am just super excited to be here. I have so much to catch you guys up on. Today, I am doing a solo pod, so we are really gonna get to the nitty gritty. We're gonna catch up. You're gonna really get to know me in this episode. There is just so much to talk about. I'm so excited to be here. I know that this season, this episode, this chapter of the Mad Girls Club is just long overdue. If you are new here, welcome to the Mad Girls Club. I'm super excited that you have found this podcast. And if you don't know what this podcast is all about, I am here to explain that for you. So the Mad Girls Club is basically, it stemmed from this boutique that I used to have called the Mad Boutique. And I started the Mad Boutique because I wanted women to wear this like beautiful, sexy, like just woman outfit. You know what I mean? Like, we're done with the childish Forever 21. We are here to walk into a room and just all eyes on you. You know, all the haters are hating for absolutely no reason, but the fact that you just look hot as fuck. You know what I mean? And that for me is why I created the Mad Girls Club, because I wanted to give women or people in general a reason to be mad, because I look like a boss ass bitch and that's why you're mad. But you know, you don't have to be mad, because you can also look this good by shopping at the Mad Boutique. Now, I have not been active at the Mad Boutique, so that I have closed that chapter, and I wanted to continue this chapter. I wanted to put more effort into this, because truly doing this podcast has really not only opened my eyes, but has made me realize that, you know, a lot of women out here feel like we're by ourselves, like, and the friends that we have grown up with, you know, we have lost them along the way, because the older you get, you know, things just happen and you just grow out of friendships sometimes. But for the podcast, for me, I want women, people to feel like you're always going to have a best friend to lean on. You're always going to have someone to talk to. And to be able to provide that all the time for women, I felt like I needed to close that chapter, which was the Mad Boutique, and completely focus myself on the Mad Girls Club, and just continue to bring this show to you guys, this energy. And I just have so many more plans for the Mad Girls Club, and I really want you guys to be a part of this and just grow with me, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's why I ended up creating the Mad Girls Club, because I felt like I had so much more to offer than just clothes. You know, I wanted to create this community for women, this BFF, besties for the resty, you know, and that's pretty much why I'm here. And I hope that if you're new, you have caught up with all of the other seasons, season 1 and season 2. A reminder, refresher here. Season 1 is just audio only, and season 2 you can actually watch all of the episodes on YouTube as well. So if you aren't following us on YouTube, please follow us at THEMADGC, the Mad Girls Club, on YouTube. And yeah, I'm just super excited to be here for another season, and yeah, let's get started. We're back, and I know, I have a lot of explaining to do, and I will do just that right now. So I haven't seen you guys in like what feels like a year, maybe a year. Has it been a year? I don't think it's been a year. Let's not say it's been a year, because if it has been a year that I haven't been back on here, that is really, really bad. But I am here to explain why, and I really hope that you guys understand what all has led me to this point right now, where I haven't been able to record until this very moment. And trust me, I have tried to record this one episode 2 other times. Today, me actually sitting here, this is the 3rd time I'm recording this episode, and I hope that today is the last time, because I am a perfectionist and I didn't want to just put anything out there. I wanted to make sure that it was up to not only my standards, but that you guys would watch something and just, you know, completely enjoy it and things like that. But yeah, so today, this is my first, well, this is technically my first solo episode live here on YouTube. I have done one solo episode but it was just audio only. So I really would like to know how you guys feel about me just being like a solo host on the podcast. If you prefer this, please let me know in the comments below. But if you prefer to continue to see other co-hosts to help me out on these shows, then let me know that as well, because sometimes, doing these and making these decisions, you don't know what viewers prefer. So with your guys' help, if you can let me know in the comments, solo or host, then yeah, comment down below. And also, if you're listening to this by audio, I just want to remind everyone that you can also watch this on YouTube. And of course, if you're driving and things like that, listen to the episode. But if you have the spare time, if you're cleaning the house or laying down in bed before you go to sleep, then I think watching it on YouTube is so much more fun, because we get that eye contact and it just feels like you're here in the room with me. And in general, like when I watch other podcasters on YouTube, like I genuinely feel like I'm in there with them. I'm like laughing with them, talking to them, like as if they can hear me. And I just want people to feel that exact same way that I feel with other podcasters on this podcast, because obviously I'm the one hosting here, and I just want you guys to enjoy just as much as I enjoy creating this episode for you guys. So yeah, let's get started. So if you don't already know, my name is Michaelle, but if we're besties, which if you're watching this, we are besties, and you can call me Millie, because only my closest friends and family call me Millie. But because you're here, you're considered my bestie now, and you can call me Millie, unless you want to call me Michaelle, but literally no one does, because there's just too many syllables to mess up. But okay, so I have my notes here because there's just so much to get to. So why have I been gone for so long? Here is your awaited answer. There's actually so many reasons. So this is going to be a long episode, so bear with me. So the first main reason, it's not the main reason, but one of the reasons why is because towards the end of last season, not even towards the end, towards the middle and end, up until 3 months ago, and from the start of the end of season 2, or I'm sorry, the mid of season 2, I have just been feeling so self-conscious about myself. And I just say that because, I record these videos and I look through the footage and I look at myself, and I just was so unhappy with how I saw myself. I know some of us deal with that on a daily basis of, wanting to fix this about ourselves, wanting to fix that about ourselves. But, I'm not where I want to be, but I feel like me opening up and telling you guys this, we're just going to go through this journey together of, making ourselves feel better about ourselves. Like, I'm not doing this for a guy. I'm not doing this because my husband or whatever the situation is. I genuinely just go to a fitting room or whatever. And, I love shopping, but I haven't shopped in a long time, just because I don't feel good, and I want to feel good. I want to feel happy. I want to feel at my best, at my peak. And me going to MIA for a while was because I didn't feel comfortable sitting in front of the camera and just looking at the footage and looking at myself. Like when I see myself somewhere, I want to look at myself and be like, damn, like she looks good, like she worked hard to look this way. And although I am not there yet, I am working towards, being healthier, eating better, working out, not only for my health, but for myself, my mental self. And yeah, so that's definitely one of the reasons why I went MIA. A little bit, but while going through that, I was also going through so much more crazy things. So the last time, on the last episode, I brought my husband here, and we talked about our relationship and how we got to the place that we're at and things like that. If you didn't watch that episode, definitely watch it. But after that happened, I don't know if I told you guys or not, But if I didn't, I'm just gonna say it again. I got in a car accident. My husband had bought me a Tesla, and it was like the first like thing not the first thing he ever bought me, but it was like like a really big gift. He's never bought me a big gift like that before. And he got me a car, and I was like so in love with it, yada yada yada, right? So from the moment we got that car, we just had so many problems. From the moment we stepped in the dealership, I should have caught that as a red flag. But, you get so excited about something that you just like, you don't care. You don't look at the red flags, and you just want, right? So that was my fault, because I should have seen those red flags from the beginning, from the start of the dealership. And honestly, like, that is a whole story within itself. I don't want to go too much into it, because literally it gives me PTSD when I talk about it, or even think about the situation that I had with the Tesla, from the start of like buying it to the moment I had a warranty that I got scammed into buying, because the warranty didn't even cover anything. I'm like trying to make this long story short, because they sold me a Tesla that was basically like a lemon car. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a car that doesn't work. Like, they kind of make it work for the moment, but then it doesn't work afterwards, So that's kind of like what a lemon car is. And I kind of told my dad this whole situation. So he's the one that made me believe that they sold me a lemon car. And till this day, I genuinely believe they sold me a lemon car, because I should have read the reviews after from the place that we bought the car. And I'm not the only person that had to deal with something like this. So that's kind of what makes me confirm that they did sell me a lemon car. And so going through that, and then having to get new batteries on a Tesla, and like, the most expensive piece of an electrical car is the battery. And we dropped so much money on getting a replacement battery that we thought the warranty would cover, and they said they would cover, but ended up not getting covered. And it was just like so much problems up until I got in a car accident with the Tesla. So I no longer have the Tesla. I got in a car accident. They claimed it as totaled, and I had a broken thumb, which is this hand, actually my left thumb. I broke my thumb, fractured it. I have herniated disc along my lower back. So sitting down for a long period of time does tend to put more strain onto my lower back, and just have it hurt so much more. I'm not in pain right now, but probably throughout this video, you'll start seeing me kind of like moving a little bit here and there. And that's kind of like because I'm starting to get in pain. But yeah, so having to like go through therapy for a long time has also kind of not allowed me to come here and shoot with you guys and continue on with season 3, because man, going through therapy is like every single day after work. By the time you get home, you're just tired. You got to clean, get ready for the next day, make food, help your child with homework if you have one. And when I was going through therapy, I just didn't have the time to come here and even put my energy into this, because I was already just so overwhelmed with all that I had to deal with insurance claims and attorneys. And it was a lot. It was a lot. And then once I had gotten in that accident, after that, I got a job. So that was really exciting. I got in the car accident literally like 2 days before my interview. So I didn't even have a car to go to my interview. And I was like, oh my God, like I gotta go. So I ended up asking my mother-in-law if I could borrow her car, because I had to go interview at the same place like 3 or 4 times, 3 and 4 different days, and with no car. So it was just a lot. And I think too, like in one of my previous episodes of last season, I was mentioning that, I was in the midst of looking for a job because I had just graduated. Well, good news is I got the job, and it's crazy that I'm even telling you guys this now, because I've literally just hit a year a little over a year now, like a year and a month or two now, ever since I've been at that job. So okay, maybe it has been a long time that I haven't been here recording for you guys. But yeah, I got the job. I've been here for a year now, and I love everybody that I work for. It's very like family oriented. The business is family run too. It's family owned, I guess I can say. Yeah, family owned. Wife doesn't work there, but the kids work there. The dad works there. Everybody who works in the company has worked there for so many years. So I really love the environment. I love my boss. I love what I do. So yeah, I honestly, genuinely have lucked out with this being my first job out of college, and just having just such an amazing work environment, because honestly, I was really traumatized with working at a place where there was just like a lot of cattiness, a lot of drama. And because a lot of my friends have gone through a lot of stuff like that, and I was scared that I was going to potentially be put in that situation. And if y'all know me, y'all know I do not play. I don't care if you're my boss, you're the president, you're the CEO, you come at me the way you want me to come at you. Okay. Okay. So that was just my fear, like just being at a work environment that was toxic, because I'm not the one you want to push around. You know what I mean? And so being in a workplace where that is not the case, I am so blessed, because your girl has been trying to elevate and be a better person. God has tested me, and I feel like I have just grown up a lot. And when people say you got to love yourself, I never understood what that meant, but in where I am in my life right now, like I feel that, like I love myself. I love my heart. I try to protect her, and I, want everybody to be where I'm at. And, again, like, that's why I created this podcast, because I want us all to evolve. I want us all to grow. I want us all to have that best friend that we all deserve, who is just gonna make us a better person. Because I genuinely believe, like, who you hang around with is the type of person that you are. If you hang around with, losers or whatever per se, you might just end up like a loser with them, because that's just who you're around. You're unmotivated. And I don't want that energy around me. I want the complete opposite. I want people around me who are going to cheer for me, who are going to vote for me, who want the best for me, And that's what I want to give to you guys. And so with that being said, job is going great. I did have imposter syndrome when I was looking for a job, and even starting my job for like the first few weeks, I felt like I had imposter syndrome, and someone told me like that's not real. And I get that to a sense, but when you go through it, it definitely feels real, because it feels just like, so imposter syndrome to me is like feeling like, you don't feel like you know what you're doing. You don't feel like you belong or something, and for me specifically, my imposter syndrome felt like I just graduated. Am I sure I'm even able to apply for this position? Do I know what I'm doing? Like, am I capable of doing this? Like, yes, I've done it before, but now this is big girl job. Like, now you have to like really tell them that you can do this, because you put it on your resume that you're capable of doing this. They're hiring you because they see that you are capable of doing it. Now you got to go in and do what they hired you to do. And within my field, it's kind of hard. It's not hard, but it's a lot of strategy, a lot of numbers, a lot of analyzing, a lot of research, and you can do it wrong. Luckily, I haven't done anything wrong, and my imposter syndrome didn't even need to just be there, because I was able to do it. I can do it. I am doing it, which I'm glad. I just feel like, when you graduate, you're just so nervous. You don't know if you're ready or not. You know, you've been babied for so long, and now it's time for you to walk away, and you know, you're done crawling. It's time to get up and walk. And I just felt like I wasn't ready, when in reality I was, because I took 6 years to get to this point to be ready. And I just didn't let those negative thoughts get to me and just get straight to business. And so after I got my job, I was looking for a house. And so that was my goal. My goal was to graduate. Once you graduate, I've been saving money since I graduated high school, actually. So I've always had, a savings and things like that, but it wasn't enough for me to buy a house. So my goal was to graduate school, get a job, save enough money to put a down payment on a house, and I was able to do just that. I graduated, went to work, got a big girl job, started working, saving up, and ended up buying an amazing house for my husband and I to fit both our lifestyles and our son. And so we got the house, and we were looking for a house towards the end of last year, 2023. Yeah. And I'm sorry if I look away. I'm really bad with like eye contact. And although there's like not an eyeball to look at, I'm just looking at the lenses, just kind of weird a little bit because it's just like a circle. But anyways, besides the point. So if I start looking around, just don't mind me. But yeah, so we bought the house, or we were looking for a house sometime last year, towards the end of the year. And then we actually bought the house. Literally, it was the last day of the year, which was December 31st, 30th. I don't know what the last day is, but it was literally the last day of the year. And then the first week of the new year, 2024, that's when we actually started to move in. But during that time, it was really, really hard for me, because I'm so happy, to have bought this house, to be living in this new chapter, not only for my life, but my family's life, for all of us. We're just in this new chapter of our lives. And it was really, really hard to enjoy that happy moment, because while we were moving, my grandma had got really sick. She ended up in the hospital, and she just, so what happened was she broke her hip. And usually, I don't know what it is, but usually when elderly, women or men break a hip like that, like a big bone like that, and they're already, at their wits' end of, their age and whatnot. Because my grandma, she was 93 or 2. I think we had just celebrated her. I think she was 92 or 93. I'm not exactly, I don't remember exactly. I think she was 92. But yeah, so she had broke her hip, and that pretty much put her in the hospital. And the doctor basically told my dad, like, you have two options. You either, one, get a hip replacement done for her, but we don't know if she's going to wake up from the anesthesia. So I don't recommend it, is what the doctor said. But, ultimately it's your decision. You're the son. I forgot what the word is when like a family member has the authority to make decisions for you. I forgot what the word is, but basically that's what my dad was to my grandma. And the doctor was like, I don't recommend it, but it's ultimately your decision. The next option is to just wait it out. And to hear that was really sad, but also has allowed me to be okay with what was to come, because I was able to spend, the last few weeks or a week with her before she left. And that was really hard. I did not think I was going to come today crying. But I haven't talked to anybody about my grandma. I didn't post it on social media. Her 1 year of passing is actually going to come up in August. I mean, not August. Her birthday's in August. But I didn't talk to anybody on social media about it. Till this day, nobody even knows about it. So this is my first time actually talking about it. I don't like talking about sad stuff. I don't like talking about situations like this. And but I'm on here because I wanted to explain to you guys why I have been gone for so long. And this is one of the reasons why, is because I have never lost someone so important in my life ever. This was the first time. And, you're never prepared to lose someone for the first time, someone so important to you. But like I said, us knowing that she was going to be gone soon, we just didn't know when. When the doctor told us, having that week with her, every single day after work, I would go see her. I would leave work a little early just to go be with her. The weekends, I was with her all the time. My dad and I, or my aunt and I, we would switch, being in the hospital and whatnot. My husband was with me majority of all those times. And yeah, I wasn't prepared for it, but having spent those days with her really did help. And yeah, I didn't really think that I wasn't able to talk about it. I guess I really haven't talked about it until now. So I guess it makes sense why I'm maybe getting a little tear-eyed over here. But yeah, that was one of the main reasons too, was because a lot of the time that I could have been here recording, I was instead with her, which I would assume you guys would understand that. So not only did I have to, deal with my grandma's sickness and her passing, but like through that time too, there was so much family drama. My family, we have so much drama in our family. It's not funny. Like, we have family members since I've been born. I have known of like relatives that haven't spoken to each other in years. I have, like one of my, for example, I don't know. It's just too much, but it was just so much drama that was just so unnecessary. And I was just so over it, because it's like, you guys, come on, like, we're all going through this right now, like, can we not just for a freaking day just like put our shit to the side and just be in this moment right now of her, And it was just like, it was a lot. And if any of my family members are watching this, I want y'all to know that I felt like I was the middle man through all of that, because my dad and my aunt don't talk, and I was the middle man, within that situation of trying to have them communicate with each other without technically communicating with each other, because I was the one that was going back and forth, and just like decisions being made, I was the middleman getting things done. My grandma, only maybe like one person got her flowers, and I think that was the funeral service that got her flowers. And I don't know, I just felt like maybe this should be a story for another day, because it's just so much. But I bought a shitload of flowers, made sure that my grandma had the funeral that she deserved. How every funeral service will also have like a pamphlet that talks about like the grandchildren, the children, and all that, and the picture that they use. Like, I chose the picture. I wrote the information that was in the pamphlet. Like, my grandmother, she is like a second mother to me. And I grew up with her because when I was younger, my mom and dad had this business, and I'm sorry that I'm kind of going off topic a little bit, but we're just going to save this conversation for another day, because I don't think I can do it. We're going to save this conversation. If you guys want to truly know about like all of the drama and all of that, let me know in the comments below. But I don't think that in this episode I'm prepared to have that conversation yet. If anything, I think it would be even more fun if I brought in one of my cousins here with me so we can both talk about it. But yeah, I'm sorry, I don't think I'm ready to talk about that yet. And it's just so much to talk about too. And this episode isn't about that. This episode is for me to tell you guys kind of like why I've been MIA. And I told you that it was because, some of it was because of my grandma. A lot of it was because of my grandma. And we're just going to go on to the next topic. But if you guys, like, I'm not saying that I'm not going to tell you guys, like, if you guys do want to know about it, then I'm okay with sharing that. I just don't feel like right now in this episode is where I should be spilling that, But anyways, after that happened, they say death comes in threes. So I don't have any grandpas. I grew up, I was born without any grandpas. I didn't know any of them. They had already passed, The only two grandparents that I had were my grandmas on both sides, actually. They were both the only grandparents alive while I was growing up. But my grandma in Thailand, I wasn't close to her at all, like the one that I am here, if that makes sense, because when my parents were together, I was always, with the grandparents, so I was with my grandma. She was the one that took care of me. She's the one that raised me. She's the reason why I even know Spanish. I even know anything about anything that has to do with being a Mexican, is because of my grandma, and so that just shows you how close I was to her. With my grandma in Thailand, on the other hand, when I was young, up until me graduating high school, I would go to Thailand every other year, so I wouldn't see my grandma that much anyways. But when I would go see my grandma, she was a mean lady. I'm not even gonna lie. She was a mean lady, and I was kind of terrified of her. I didn't really talk to her that much. And so me and her don't really have that relationship, So like I said, they say death comes in threes, and, my grandma, my dad's mom, had passed away. And then a few months later, my grandma in Thailand had also passed away. So it wasn't hard for me, as fucked up as it sounds, like that wasn't hard for me, but I had to be there for my mom. That's my mom's mom. So seeing my mom cry and my mom go through something that she wasn't prepared for either was something hard for me to deal with, because I am not a sensitive person. It's very hard for me to be sensitive towards someone else. Like, if someone else is crying, it's hard for me to nurture them, because for me it just feels awkward. It doesn't come naturally to me, and so for my mom going through that, and me having to be there with her and through everything, was something that I had to do. So once my two grandmas had passed away, my mom went to Thailand for her mom, and she came back. And then when she came back, she wasn't here for long, because then after that, she had to go back to Thailand, because then my uncle passed away in Thailand. So there just has been so many deaths around me. And my uncle that passed in Thailand, I was actually really close to him. And so that was really sad for me, because he's also the uncle that has been helping me and my husband with my husband's green card. And it's just one thing after another. And it was just sucked, because I had just got this new job, at that time I got this new job, and I couldn't ask for, a month off or whatever to go to Thailand and to see my uncle before his last days, or to even go to his funeral. So that was hard for me to have to accept and deal with, that I couldn't be there, because I was also just off not that long ago for my grandma, asking for all these early days to leave early and not to be at work at certain days because I had to be at the hospital or whatever. You know, I had already just asked for so much. And for me to go through this shit of freaking again, and then now it's my uncle, but now he's across the other side of the world. And I just felt so hopeless and so just sucky, you know, just like your whole family is over there during this moment and you can't even be over there, you know, it just sucks. So that was something else that I had to go through, you know, that has strayed me away from being able to be here with you guys. It was just a lot. And I'm back now. Time has passed. I'm able to accept that it's a part of life. And I don't know. I don't know. This is a hard episode. This is a hard one for sure. Because I wrote things down and I knew how I was going to go about talking to you guys today. And, you know, sometimes I kind of go off topic and stray away sometimes. And, yeah, like I want to say more, but it's hard to say more. But I do feel like genuinely I have, you know, with time, I have accepted that this is a way of life. And, you know, like death is scary. It truly is scary. But I know it's just so bad to say, like, life just goes on, you know, like that just sounds so bad. But I don't even know how to even go about talking about the next topic after just being such in a blue cloud right now. I'm so sorry. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys, now that I have shared why I've been gone for so long, that you guys give me some grace and just understand. And I know it's been a while, but I am back now and I'm excited for what the future is to bring. I have so many plans for the Mad Girls Club. If you have made it this far to the end of the episode, leave a comment. You know what? Actually, leave, you know, that pink bow? I'll put it over here. That pink bow over here, emoji, the pink bow emoji, this one. Yeah. So if you've made it this far, comment the pink bow emoji so that I know you've made it this far. But yeah, I'm super, super excited for all the plans that I have for the Mad Girls Club. I would love for us to like meet each other one day, hang out one day. I think it would be so cool because I'm in my like workout girly era right now, that if we could like go on a trail run, if we could have brunch somewhere one day, just like a group of baddies together. And I don't know, like sipping paint. I don't freaking know. Like if you guys are interested in that, please let me know. I would love to host something. I think it would be so much fun. Yeah, like I want to get the podcast outside of the screen and actually just create some fun moments and meet some of you guys. And if you're interested in that, please let me know. But as you guys know, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for listening and being here with me. And for the start of episode 1, I know that this was a tough one and you guys probably weren't expecting this. So thank you so much for sticking by and listening and just being here on this journey with me. And if you aren't following the Mad Girls Club on YouTube, don't forget to click that follow button, subscribe, comment that pink bow if you've made it here this far. And for our next episode, it is going to be a dilemma episode. And if you don't know what that means, I will explain here. So a dilemma episode is basically where someone will write a submission on the Mad Girls Club website, which if you don't know that, it will be in the description down below, but also it is at www.themadgirlsclub.com. You'll scroll all the way down. There's going to be a text box where you can write whatever you want on there, whether you just want to say, hey, whether you just want to talk about this episode today, maybe you want some advice on a work situation, a relationship situation, a friend situation, like whatever it is, the comment box is there for you and you can write whatever you want. But basically the dilemma episode is where we answer people's dilemmas on whether whatever it is, it could be boy drama, work drama, how to get a job, how do I do this, whatever it is, we help you guys, and that's what we're here to do. And whoever I bring next is either going to be an expertise within that field of the drama, or just another best friend of mine who, has gone through something similar, or has some great advice to share. Everyone that I bring in here is intentional. It's not just like, oh, random person. No, like everyone I bring in here is because they have gone through it, is because they are wise, is because I believe that they are the person who can truly sit here next to me and give you guys honest opinions and advice, to make sure that you guys end this episode with a different mindset that is going to better you in your life, or whatever the situation may be. But thank you guys so much for listening. I am so excited to see you again on episode 2. And if you want to follow me on my personal IG, it is Michaelle, MICHAELLE, Millie, MILLY. Don't forget to also follow the Mad Girls Club on IG at THEMADGC. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for being here. Bye.